Hello and welcome to the box seat for a rare Sunday race meeting at Ascot on the 7th of March 2021. The rail's at 10 metres. The track is going to be, in my prediction, a soft 5, currently rated a soft 7, but this is at recording time on Thursday. So hopefully by Saturday, with not a lot of rain around in the metro area, we can get up to at least a soft 5 by the time we race on Sunday. Overcast conditions, 26 degrees, and we roll into race number 1. You guessed it, it's a maiden, the International Women's Day maiden at 1,500 metres, and we're going to watch the debut performance of Kazaku.
The outside is starting to work into it very well, followed further back by Wins a Lot, and they're being followed over on the inside at the head of the others, next of all by False Evidence at the 200 mark. Iron Sharp grabbed the lead. Wins a Lot's the one pouncing upon them though. Wins a Lot stormed up. Further back in the field, Kazoku's running on very well, but Wins a Lot clears out and draws away. Wins a Lot got home from the newcomer Kazoku.
This Bradbury Luck filly ran really well on debut. She might have gone around at 30-1, but she did draw a wide gate that day. She did end up a long way off the leaders, as we saw in that replay there. And it looks like Jason Miller's filly can break through at start number 2. She and Reciting both come from that same replay we just watched. They're both drawn slightly better gates here, but I'm taking a leaning, drawn the inside with Clint Johnston Porter, Kazaku to break through at start number 2. So in race number 1, it's number 8 for me. Number 5, Tumavet. I'm not quite sure the pronunciation or the meaning of the name, but this horse did win a recent 1,450 metre trial over Lyle's Choice, who's the winner of 3 races in his career, so it has to be a good trial performance at the 1,450 at Belmont Park. Number 6 in Reciting comes from the same replay that we watched and was finishing off just as well as Kazaku. And then I go to number 2, Mine Detector. Disappointing first up. Maybe the step up in trip will help this son of Blackfriars. My numbers in race number 1, 8, 5, 6 and 2. Race number 2 at Ascot is the Valet Ron Wells Handicap. This is a very good race. We're going to go back and watch the second placing performance of Holy Ghost, but don't forget, getting crunched along the inside up against the railing was Amacenas.
Following Dark Mission into the corner. Classic Chant led, challenged by Round the Point, City Circle. Dark Mission cuts back to the inside with Amacenas brushing the rail there, almost getting through. City Circle had hit the front from Round the Point, followed further back by Cabelling. Here's Cabelling running on, and likewise Holy Ghost, Holy Moly driving at it, but Cabelling won. Cabelling won from the front.
This might only be a Class 3, but it probably does have claims as being one of the better races on the program behind the feature, the Jim Crack Stakes for the 2-year-olds. Very impressed there with the closing effort of Holy Ghost. Clearly the luckless effort was Amacenas flashing along the inside after copping some significant interference turning for home. But I'm actually going to set my sights on a couple of 3-year-olds here who come out of a Saturday 3-year-old plate won by Vedette de Star. And for all those punters out there, we can follow that form line on Saturday at the Bunbury Classic meeting, because there's Vedette de Star is down there, and we'll get to see just how well she goes and just how well that form lines up for this race on Sunday. I'm going to go with Divine Beast here from Luke Fernie's yard. This filly's been really good in her 4 runs in this preparation. All in Saturday races, back to a much lesser quality of class here into a Class 3. I think she's well placed and I think she can win. Number 7 for me, Divine Beast. Number 3, our boy Dylan, who also comes from that same race behind Vedette de Star and does look well placed back into Class 3 company, where the start prior, he actually ran second to Caballing, a subsequent winner in a Class 3. Number 9, Amacenas. Number 5, Holy Ghost. The 2 horses we watched there in replay, both get back runners, both are going to need some luck, but clearly both are going well. My numbers in race number 2, 7, 3, 9 and 5. Race number 3, the Jeff Pratt Sit and Sprint Handicap. Well, Jeff, good luck to you with your sit and sprint tactics here. You probably won't see them in this race. They should be rolling along. We're going to go down the 1,000 metre straight for the debut win of Miss Vasari.
Really starts to lengthen stride, and she's closing in as well. Type 1, Miss Vasari inside the 200. Miss Vasari hit the lead from Type 1, followed further back by Miss Intention, making ground along Spicy Dancer, but Miss Vasari really running through the line strongly in a debut, and Miss Vasari pricked her in.
Hard to not be impressed with the way that she lengthened late. She didn't beat a lot in that maiden, but she was effectively on debut no trial, because the last time we saw her publicly was back in October of last year. She should only get better. She looks suited stepping out to 1,200, But if they do start in this race, she may well run into a couple of other sharp 3-year-olds right up the top of the form book. That's number 1, In Vain Tempest, and number 2, Icy Red, Icy Red. Now, number 1, Vain Tempest, has already scratched from a 3-year-old race on Saturday at Bunbury to save for this race on Sunday. She's a very strong last start winner in really good time as well. Before that, she ran a very close second placing to Kiss on All Four Cheeks. Before that, a dominant victor. So she's going really, really well, this mare, Vain Tempest, and I don't see any reason why from the outside gate Jade McNaught can't slide across, sit in the breeze and prove too classy. Number 1, Vain Tempest. Number 6, Miss Vasari, good strong winner down the 1,000 metre straight. She does look from that replay well and truly above average. Number 2, Icy Red, Icy Red. Now, he is still nominated for the Saturday race at Bunbury, but if he does scratch and save for this, he's drawn the right position. Number 8, Puakai, didn't fire a shot in that replay that we watched down the straight. Might be a little bit better suited coming round the corner. This filly is the half to G-Tra. My numbers in race number 3, 1, 6, 2 and 8. Race number 4 is the Crown Towers Handicap over 1,200 metres. And this mare, Shooting Scirocco, last start gave new trainer Pat Keating his first ever winner.
Up there, Astro Warrior testing out the leader down the outside, Cochin with the baldy white face, then Shooting Scirocco back behind those. They're followed by Smell the Cork. Astro Warrior reaches the lead though. Astro Warrior hits the front, back in behind them. Starting to make up ground is All My Money as well. They come past the 100 though. Astro Warrior tackled now on the inside by Shooting Scirocco. Driving at it is All My Money. Shooting Scirocco.
I said first winner for Pat Keating. Well, it was first winner as a thoroughbred trainer. I'm sure Pat trained hundreds upon hundreds of winners at the harness meetings over the years. Shooting Scirocco, she's definitely in the mix here, but I am always a bit of a query coming out of maiden grade. Number 7's Hell's Bells was in a pretty similar boat last start. She came from a strong maiden victory up into a Saturday 3-year-old race where she ran into Vedette de Star, and there were some very nice horses in behind them, including Charlton Eddie as well. I thought that effort was incredibly good. She drops from a 3-year-old plate back into a Class 1. It's really good placement of this filly by trainer Reese Radford. I think Jade McNaught can near on cross them to lead, and if she does find the front, she's definitely one of the better bets on the program. Race 4, number 7, Hell's Bell. Number 4, Katona, eye-catching last start behind Triple Missile. And in the Bunbury 3-year-old Classic on Saturday, we get to tie in those form lines. Number 5, Doo-Wah Diddy, fresh, 2 months or so between runs, back to 1,200, drawn a nice gate. And the replay horse, Shooting Scirocco, the way she won last start, I think she'll give Pat a little bit of fun. My numbers in race number 4, 7, 4, 5 and 6. Race number 5 at Ascot is the Amelia Park Beef Handicap over a mile. Now, if you're on this horse last start, Holy Enchantment, fair warning, look away now. It doesn't get any prettier in replay, but he should be very hard to beat in this. Here he is last start, he does get beat.
The middle, followed then by Yulong Earth. Now the favourite still back in heavy traffic. Holy Enchantment there. He's got a wall of horses in front of him. Down the outside is Trillionaire. The Last Breeze and Wine Knight have come together. Wine Knight had hit the front though. It's Wine Knight racing to the lead with 100 to go. Draws clear of the Last Breeze. Yulong Earth are now finally getting clear. Holy Enchantment, but it's all in vain. And Wine Knight went on to win it from a...
I'm sure it's a sore point for a lot of punters that day at Pinjarra Park. SJ Miller looked to have a really progressive hand and 3 very live chances in Lincoln's Law, Holy Enchantment and also Outback Jack. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that probably did a 3-leg multi and this is the one that let them down. But I think if you lost your money there, you'll be getting it back here. And if you didn't back him last start, you'll be jumping on the bandwagon. He does look a little bit too sharp for some pretty moderate opposition here. Chris Parnham picks up the ride from his brother Brad, who's over in Victoria. He will get back, but I think he'll run over the top of them here. On his way to the WATC Derby, number 1, Holy Enchantment. Number 4, Lincoln's Law, who's a last start maiden winner and the stablemate of Holy Enchantment. I think this horse can run second behind him. Number 5, Broadway Girl, who's really starting to knock on the door and building some nice race form after a long injury-enforced layoff. Number 8, Next Best, Smoking Barrel, for otherwise a narrow first 4. My numbers in race number 5, 1, 4, 5 and 8. Race number 6 is the Tab Touch Better Your Bet Handicap, a Class 3 at 1,800 metres. This horse Outback Jack's going through the grades on his way to the Derby. This is him beating the older horses last start.
Red Bikini, Karanis and Outback Jack to the outside as well. De Talker's back near the inside and trying to weave away through Little Jadavi. At the 200 though, Lil Red Bikini and Outback Jack range up together. It's Lil Red Bikini, Outback Jack. Karanis is coming through in the middle though. Lil Red Bikini, Outback Jack coming again. What a finish. Outback Jack got the beak in front. Outback Jack has
clearly come back to racing really well, Outback Jack. Resumed at 1,200 metres in the 3-year-old Magic Millions race, a restricted listed race at Pinjarra over 1,200 metres, where he simply ran into a few that were too brilliant for him over the 6 furlongs. Gemma's Son, Icy Red, Island Charm, they were simply too sharp. He stepped to 1,500 metres, he beat the older horses there in replay. He stays in this same grade, a Class 3, he rises now to 1,800, and the way this horse is progressing and scoping, he looks like he's right on track for the Derby. He's going to need to beat the older horses again. He's going to need to get better again because this is his toughest test to date. But I am going to side with number 1 here, the 3-year-old Outback Jack. Number 6, 23 Reds, coming from a high rating 2,200 metre race, dropping back in grade, back in trip, and a race that's already produced a plunge horse for victory in Unreliable on Wednesday at Pinjarra Park. We then go to number 3, Interstate, and the stablemate number 5, Bombardment. 2 very consistent types from Neville Parnham's yard, who are always in the mix in this grade. My numbers in race number 6, 1, 6, 3 and 5. Race number 7 at Ascot is the feature. It's the listed Supremacy Stakes over 1,000 metres. These horses are warming up for the Karrakatta Plate of 2021. I can't wait to see them all clash here. We're going to watch the gritty debut victory of Spin the Knife.
He's Gold Mahootas and Secret Lair at the head of the remainder. Star Soprano in front, 250 to go. Challenged by Spin the Knife, who headed it down the outside. He's a Sizzler though. He's a Sizzler goes up to Spin the Knife when they went past the 100. He's a Sizzler, Spin the Knife together. Head and head, Spin the Knife is coming back. He's a Sizzler, Spin the Knife. Gee, there's a desperately close finish.
It did look there with 100 metres to go as though He's a Sizzler was going to go straight past Spin the Knife. But to his credit, he really fought back under the urgings of Mitchell Pateman. There's been some massive market goes out of that race. It hasn't produced a winner yet, but it's certainly turned the market upside down. He's a Sizzler at his next start, 205 into 134. He's Gold at his next start, $10 into 380. Now, they haven't landed either of those plunges, but clearly punters have identified that replay race there as awfully strong form. He has to run into a couple of pretty sharp ones here. A filly called Fatale Femme, a filly called Policier, and a filly called Heavenly Waters, not to mention a few handy debutantes as well. A really good race this. Can't wait as this 2-year-old season starts to heat up. I am going to go with Team Casey here though, in Fatale Femme, looking to remain undefeated at start number 3. She's had a 400 metre jump out. She went gun barrel straight. She does everything right, the ultimate professional. Drawn the inside gate to sit in the box seat. If she gets luck, I think she can remain undefeated. For me, it's number 4, Fatale Femme. Number 3, Policier, was a really good trial alongside Pat Scott Sass. Put that one of David Harrison's in your black book if it's not already there, Pat Scott Sass. But Policier, a real bulldog of a little filly. Number 1, Spin the Knife, the replay horse, and number 2, Heavenly Waters, who recently ran second in the Pinjarra Magic Millions. Really good race this. My numbers 4, 3, 1 and 2. Race number 8 is the Flying Colours Restaurant Handicap over 1,400 metres. We get to see the pride of the Midwest, Invictus Domini, down in the metro area. We'll check in on his recent trial.
Home straight where Invictus Domini had cruised to the lead for Corva. Invictus Domini, 3/4 minus looks, which hasn't let down yet, but this leader, which is a class above them, of course, is going along with its ears pricked and out about 1.5 lengths minus looks. And all interest in the minor placings. Invictus Domini getting a good pipe opener there, just cruising down to the line from minus looks. Tricky Tricks has come from...
That's exactly the kind of trial you want to see from a horse that's coming down and taking on metro opposition for the second time in his life. The first time Invictus Domini came down to the Metro, he went around as favourite in a Saturday 60-plus graduation. This is an easier assignment for him, but then you also throw in that really bad gate to contend with. I think Mitchell Pateman will ride him like the best horse in the race, kick him out from the wide gate, work forward, and eventually try and land in the breeze. I think if he does find the breeze, he can be hard to beat here. This horse has a lot of scope and a lot of progression, a lot of improvement to him. He's got a real X factor about him, and I do have it in the back of my mind that he can make it in the metro area. Number 3 at his return to racing, Invictus Domini. Number 2, Tridentia, who comes out of the ladies' bracelet behind Fangio. Now that form definitely held up because Fangio was super last Saturday here at Ascot. Number 1, Tin Snip. Great to see this horse back at the races. I just wonder whether he's looking for further. Number 5, Luke's Choice. Hasn't put a foot wrong since joining Bruce Kay. Very consistent type who's drawn to get a lovely run. My numbers in race number 8, 3, 2, 1 and 5. Best bets time at Ascot on Sunday, the 7th of March 2021. Race 4, number 7, Hell's Bell, the filly, into race 5, number 1, Holy Enchantment. Good luck with your investments. Don't forget to come out on Sunday to Supremacy Stakes Day. And as all the 2-year-old features and the Autumn Carnival starts to heat up, tickets at perthracing.com.au.